AIM Country Music Television. My guest today is California's own Ash Taylor. Born and raised in Bakersfield, California, it's only natural that she has a strong tendency toward the Bakersfield sound, popularized by the likes of Buck Owens, Merle Haggard, and Dwight Yoakam. But Ash has a wide range of influences that includes Gretchen Wilson and Loretta Lynn. She's shared the stage with Colt Ford, L.B. Shane, and Ali Walker. Ash has written songs that have been recorded by Big Smo, Ryan Larkins, Noah Smith, and one of my personal favorites, guitar legend Johnny Hyland. Her debut album, Bakersfield, rose to number 60 on the iTunes Top 100 Country Album charts. Ash has grown into a singer, songwriter, and artist to keep an eye on. Let's keep an eye on her together. Ash is here today to talk about her new release, Stuck on Indiana. So let's get her in here right now to talk about what might just be your new favorite song. Ash Taylor, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me, Mark.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm really happy you could come back. You've been on the program before talking about that Christmas song, Santa Looked a Lot Like Daddy. That one was a lot of fun, but sadly, Christmas is over. How did that one go for you?
Oh, it was amazing, honestly. Currently on Spotify, it's actually my most streamed song. And
Really?
which is funny because, I kind of put that song out and you were so kind to help with the music video and everything, which was a lot of fun to film and shoot. But yeah, I know it's a Christmas song, but I think people really just loved it. I mean, and it's fun, it's high energy, and who doesn't love Christmas? I mean, come
Exactly.
on. Yeah,
Yeah,
but no,
it's just one of
it's
those.
amazing.
It was a remake of I think Buck Owens song, but
Yeah.
but I mean, it just was so fun, so modern. It's just one of those songs that just kind of just got you hopping when you listen to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, and I'm from Bakersfield, California originally, so I grew up listening to Buck Owens and his version of Santa Looks a Lot Like Daddy. So it just felt natural to, do that basically, I guess, as I grew up and got older and started doing music. But yeah, it definitely keeps you hopping for sure.
well, obviously you're no stranger to AIM Country, but the audience around here is always growing. So I think it'd be a good idea if you just give us the full Ash Taylor intro. Take it
For
away.
sure. For sure. Well, yeah, of course, my name is Ash Taylor. And, I live in Nashville, Tennessee. Like originally from California, Bakersfield, and I live here in Nashville with my husband, Chris, who's my band leader and lead guitar player. I have a golden retriever named Melody, and I'm blessed to do music full time. I tour the country. It's my full time job, just traveling and playing shows. And when we're not on the road, I am a songwriter. I love writing songs for not only myself to sing and record, but for other artists as well. And so I just love to write songs and go fishing. I'm just a big old country kid, honestly, and I'm just so grateful to be here today and just appreciate people like Mark, who's kind enough to help me get music videos out there into the world. And yeah, just a country kid who loves country music.
I think we all want to be that down at heart.
Definitely,
So,
right?
so California, Bakersfield, you're not really close to any of the wildfire stuff, right? I mean,
No,
yeah.
no. Luckily, my hometown of Bakersfield is safe. They're a bit more central California, so that's sad. But man, the fires are out there are just absolutely devastating. My mom actually though lives in Malibu currently, so she was evacuated. About 2 weeks or so, she was evacuated, but she just got to go back home like 2 days ago.
Really?
So yeah, so it's kind of been pretty wild, but definitely our thoughts and prayers, and especially to the first responders and firefighters. I mean, wow, what a battle they are fighting. So thoughts and prayers to them for sure.
Yeah, just incredible. Yeah, and
Yeah.
prayers are for all those people for sure.
Yes.
Well, I love that you've used a play on your name for a couple of the things you do for your fans. The first is Ash Wednesdays. It's a weekly live stream that you do. What do you do there, and kind of entice us to show up for that?
Oh, of course, yeah. Well, Ash Wednesdays are actually a lot of fun. I basically got the idea during the pandemic when we were all kind of doing live streams and figuring stuff out. So Ash Wednesdays happens every Wednesday night at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. And basically, it's my husband and I, and sometimes our dog makes an appearance, and we're just here in our studio in Nashville, and we just hang out once a month. The first Wednesday of every month, we actually do a giveaway to someone who's watching, tuning in live. So we give all kinds of different stuff away. People can tune in and ask questions. We talk about what we got going on, special announcements, different things. And then we play music. We start every episode with my husband and I just sitting improvising on guitars. So we literally will pick a chord progression 30 seconds before you hit go live, and we just sit and jam. And then at the end of every show, we play a song. And sometimes it's a cover. Sometimes it's a song, that maybe people know and love of mine. Sometimes I'll pick a song I just wrote that maybe I don't even know the words really to. And we play that, and you kind of get to be the first to hear it and experience it. So it's a highlight of my week every week for sure.
It's like a little party you have every week then. And,
Basically.
and and that's Facebook, or where are you doing that?
So we stream that actually on a couple platforms, but Facebook, my Facebook page, and then my YouTube channel.
Oh, good. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
perfect. Perfect. We'll be sure and include some links for that in the final thing.
absolutely. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Awesome. I read that you conduct songwriting master classes across the country, like colleges, but also here in Indiana at Sweetwater Music. How'd you get
Yeah.
started with that?
You know, to be honest, it's really a big honor. I never went into songwriting. When I moved to Nashville, I moved here to be a songwriter. I wanted to write songs for other people. And then eventually I became an artist and started writing songs for myself. And I never have considered myself a teacher by any means. I don't really have any formal education. Like I said, I'm a kid from Bakersfield who just loves storytelling. I love country music. It's my life. But yeah, I actually the first master class I taught was a college university in New York. In their music program, they had listened to a podcast interview that I had done when my first record that I put out charted at number 60 on the iTunes Top 100 Country Albums chart. And clearly that was a very big deal at the time because I'm solely independent. I don't have a label, I don't have anything behind me. So they're like, how'd that girl sell so many records, so they listened to a podcast though in their music class where I was describing my methods and how I approach my career and um, all that. And so they basically reached out and they said, hey, can you come play this festival at our school? But also, can you teach us how you write songs? And I was like, well, sure. I mean, why not? So that was my first one. And then, years have gone by and I've, taught different things as I've been asked. But the folks at Sweetwater, they're in Fort Wayne, Indiana, they were so kind. They actually reached out to me. And I'm not really sure how that all got started, to be honest, but they reached out to me. It would have been, a while back. And they said, hey, we haven't had anyone teach a songwriting master class since we don't know when, and we'd love for you to come do it. And I was like, I would be honored. So yeah, so we went up there to Fort Wayne at the Sweetwater Sound headquarters, and we had a great time. And we taught a master class. And I can't talk too much publicly yet about stuff, but I guess I'm going to be doing a lot more of that type of thing in 2025. But just it's something I never planned on doing, and I don't really think of myself as a teacher, but I love helping people and I love helping them realize what goes into writing a song and how you do it and how to improve. And I think everything that I know, all the knowledge that I have about songwriting in the music business, it was all passed on to me by someone who was higher up the ladder than me. So I think to me, it's something I just enjoy and I pay it forward.
Yeah. Well, Sweetwater does a lot of that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
they always have somebody that's like an expert in the field. It might not be as somebody you've heard of, but it's always someone who, if you go to any of their classes, it's always someone who really is experienced. So it's an honor to
Yeah.
get to do that.
Oh, I was so honored and we had such a great time. Yes, absolutely.
And does this also benefit your songwriting for yourself that you're verbalizing the process and talking to people about it and demonstrating? Is that actually almost like a songwriter round where you're, actually yourself growing at the same point?
I think that definitely. I think when you're teaching somebody the art of songwriting or anything, teaching someone guitar or whatever it may be, it puts a mirror in front of your face. And so, you get to see what maybe you should be doing or not doing, or ways that you maybe broke the rules. But yeah, it definitely, I think, can help because you do have to verbalize what you were thinking and so absolutely. I think overall it just kind of makes you a better writer yourself,
Yeah, yeah,
truthfully.
yeah. it really does make you be terribly honest with yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
That's fun. Well, you're here today to talk about your new release, Stuck on Indiana.
Yeah.
You're from California. You
Mhm.
live in Nashville,
Yep.
and you're singing about Indiana.
I
Tell us
know.
about this little number before we watch the video.
Yeah, well, so I actually wrote this song by myself, and kind of honestly, the inspiration behind it is actually my husband, Chris, who is from the Hoosier State. He grew up in a very small town, Sudman, Indiana. The music video that we're talking about today actually was filmed literally like 30 feet outside of his home that he grew up in Indiana. So but yeah, so I met my husband Chris here in Nashville. We actually met at a guitar center. If you can imagine that. And you know, I truthfully never thought that I would get married. I just thought that boys were trouble. I wanted to write country songs and hang out with my dog. I had my whole life planned out, and I met my husband Chris one day, and over time he eventually talked me into being together, and he is just the biggest blessing of my life. And so this song is really, honestly, it's really just my story, and it was kind of a thing where I actually had this idea in my phone for a little bit, and then it's like I met him, and we've been married. Will be 4 years this May, and it's just been in this incredible journey, and he's such a big blessing. He's also my manager. He's my lead guitar player, band leader. So we get to do music together, which is a big blessing. But yeah, it's really just all about my husband and where he's from. And I never thought I would need a guy, and then I met him. So I guess you can say I'm stuck on Indiana.
There you go. Sounds like
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
that's kind of good to be able to do it together because music is such a commitment. You'd be gone all the time, so it's nice that you're out there doing it together. Makes it sustainable.
It really does. And yeah, and I feel like too, you hear people talk about things like sibling harmonies and how there's nothing like that. And my husband, like with him playing lead guitar, and even like when you hear the record of this song, so that's him and I playing all the guitar parts. And so there's just something I think that's really real and authentic, because it's like he knows on stage what I'm going to do probably before I do. And we do it so much together that I think there's an energy and a feeling that comes with that, of us playing music together for so long, and hopefully he just doesn't get sick of me now. So
It's not going to happen.
yeah, I don't think so. I'm optimistic.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Well, I'm ready. Is it okay for you if we play it now?
absolutely, please.
Great. You're watching Ash Taylor's video for Stuck on Indiana here on AIM Country Music Television.
No, Wyoming, still don't know why I left. And Georgia left me for some girl out west. Things were always rocky with Colorado. And damn if I think twice about Ohio. And I don't miss Mississippi, nothing new in New Orleans. California keeps calling, and Tennessee misses me. No, I've never had a
Well, that's a really good job. Another good one. Feels like you're
Thanks.
really getting comfortable showing us who you are. Like like you're hearing the real you. It's really, really full and right and honest. All the things you want to hear in music.
Mark, I have to tell you, that literally makes me so happy. I take that as like the biggest compliment because we were talking about my journey here, and it's like, when I first moved to town, I just moved here to write songs for other people, and I didn't know what an artist was. And when they said, "Hey, you are one," I'm like, well, what does that mean? And so, not that I'm not super proud of the first few songs that I put out and my first EP and all that. That's great, and I take a lot of pride in that. But I think I've grown a lot, and honestly, yes, really, really tried not to worry about what is on radio or worry about all of these different things, but instead writing a song that I think will just connect with people and being okay with being open and vulnerable and just being authentic and who I am. And I think I've seen people just react way more to my music when I do that. And honestly, I think that's what country music is. And so, we're actually in the studio right now working on more new music to release in the new year in 2025 throughout it. So all I have to say is I'm definitely getting real and getting vulnerable, and I'm taking it and running with it because it's amazing, and I enjoy the art that I create even more than I ever have. So I'm really excited.
Well, it's I think that's the hardest part of being a country music artist. I mean,
Mhm.
everybody you talk to wants to be authentic and who they are,
Yeah.
but there are so many forces pushing on you. I mean, it's a
Mhm.
mixed bag being independent. You've got you kind of have the freedom, but you still have all these things where, you want to make sure you communicate. So it's really hard sometimes to
Yeah.
be authentic and honest in yourself just because it's vulnerable. I can't talk.
Right. Oh no, I totally agree. And there's also not like a map or like a checklist that says, hey, this is how you do this. And so I think a lot of it is you just have to try different things and figure out what works and what doesn't. And that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
So
There you go. It's an
yeah,
adventure if nothing else, right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, before we come in for a landing, I'd love for you to tell us where to find you online, on stage, and where we could buy or listen to all of your music.
Yes, please. Thank you so much. So the easiest way to find me is just to go to my website, which is ashtaylor.com. And on there, you'll find links to all of my social medias, more music videos, music, everything is on there. I joke and always say that I think everything is on that website except for maybe my blood type. But it may be on there at some point too. But no, we have all kinds of stuff there on the website for people to check out. And of course, Spotify is where probably the easiest way you can find all of my music, and you can go there and just search Ash Taylor, and it will all pop up for you.
One thing I forgot to mention, I got tied up in the live stream thing. You have a fan club called Bad Ashes.
I do.
You're the original Bad Ash, but what are the perks of being a member? Because we probably should also direct people there before we dive out of here today.
Oh, please, thank you. Yeah, so links to join the Bad Ashes, the official fan club, is on my website as well, ashtaylor.com. The perks of that are basically you get to see things before anyone else does. So you get to know when I'm putting out new music before anyone else. You get all kinds of behind the scenes glimpse. You get meet and greet passes. So if I'm on tour and come into a town near you, you get a free meet and greet. We have special merch. They get all kinds of perks. They actually saw the Stuck on Indiana music video before anybody else.
Well, that
Even my
sounds great.
mom. Yeah, even my
Yeah.
mom. Yeah, so it's a great community though, and it's just full of great people that just honestly love music. I mean, they're just the best, and I'm so grateful for their support. They have literally just changed my life.
We'll see if we can get some more in there this week, right?
Yeah, please, thank you.
Well, it's been great catching up with you, Ash. Thanks so much for coming on.
Oh, thank you so much, Mark, for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Ash Taylor. So, what do you think? Is Stuck on Indiana going to be your new favorite song? This has been Mark Gillia for AIM Country Music Television. Thank you for watching.